And welcome back to another episode of the Convoluted podcast. It's your host, Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus, and I'm here with Liz.
Hey!
And Happy New Year's if you're listening this day
Happy New
of.
Year.
Yes, if you're listening day of Happy New Year's. It's 2022 was an interesting year for us. We'll be discussing a little bit the ups and downs. And maybe in the bonus episodes we'll go into detail. For sure, we did go into detail during our bonus episodes on some of the situation that was going around, and then we'll be talking a little bit about some of our plans for 2023. But overall, let's just talk a little bit of kind of the last few weeks of our 2022. How have you been, Liz?
Better than it has been. I mean,
Oh, same.
considering I had the we shall not mention. I refuse to acknowledge it. I felt like a cold, okay? Felt like a cold. Nobody could tell that I had it.
Same.
I'm talking about the corona.
So that sucks. That sucks. So yeah, literally this past week for myself, it's like how it felt. You know, after drinking like an energy drink, some energy drinks, you just crash at the end. This past week has been that for me. Just crashed hard. I've been working like 10-hour shifts just because of how busy it's. For some reason, I have no idea why it's so busy. Um, I thought holiday times would be busy, but this past week was like bonkers crazy. But
No, it's been really crazy, especially in the ED. I mean, we're drowning. Like yesterday, I just didn't give a flying fuck. I was just like, whatever. I am trying my best. I'm just doing what I can. Chug along.
exactly. And the way I crashed, my end of the year crash is basically how a daily crash is. I literally this past week, I think I've had the most quote rest that I've had in so a long time. I think every day I've slept 9+ hours every time I've gone.
Wow.
Like every like just last night I slept for a solid 11 and a half hours.
Fuck!
Oh,
Man, I'd give anything for 11 and a half hours, man.
exactly. I went to bed uh early afternoon, didn't wake up until midnight. And then I was up for because I was like, I'm awake now. What do I do? I have something to do. I'm like, okay, I'll work on a few things, have a little dinner or whatever you want to call it, and then I try to get some rest before recording. So I had a 2-hour nap, quote, before coming here.
Yeah, well,
So
that's
yeah,
what
that
I'm
was my
trying to.
end of my year. It's just like a crash, literally at the final week of
Yeah.
2022. But yeah,
Well,
that's kind of been our thing. So let's kind of roll back a little bit for not only the show, just everything. How has 2022 been for you in general? I know you have a lot
been
to say.
very tumultuous. I think it's just been a roller coaster of a ride. Yeah,
Emotional
I am.
damage.
I'm gonna be glad it's closing. I'm glad it's gonna be signing off. It'll be cutting off my 34th year of life because that seems to be four's have been a bad and unlucky number. So let's not let's not talk about it anymore. But yeah, I'm glad it's gonna be over with. I'm glad to be looking forward to 2023. There's gonna be good changes, hopefully in 2023. I'm hoping for better and bigger things and
Yep,
for everything around.
we'll talk about that. For myself, it was a mosh posh of stuff. There were some positive things were starting to open up, but we were doing more. I think the first half of 2023, I was really active not only in on the progress of the show, but some other projects as well. There was one project that we were working on, and it sadly got canceled 4 episodes in. Those are 4 episodes that are gonna stay deep hidden away that are never gonna get released, sadly. And
They will. Don't
mm,
worry about it, guys. I'll take care of that.
and then there's the end of my year. I've been working on 2 other projects. Um, but it's just a lot of work. I like these past couple months overall have not everything I've been wanting to try to do is just there hasn't been time. It's just more outside work. So maybe one day this can be our full-time job, but not at the moment. Imagine if that was this
No.
was our fault. Imagine if our full-time job was just just talking to people.
I would love that, honestly, I was talking earlier before we came on. It's like, my mental health could use it
We can just
with the
go.
paycheck.
We go out. We go do adventures, talk about it, videotape it, do stuff. People do it. It's not impossible. So anyone who's listening, thinking, you guys are crazy. Like, no, there's people. The people. Look at the best example. Literally, is Joe Rogan. His job is a podcaster. Like that's what he does. That's only. Well, he does other things, but for the most part, he is a podcaster. He is a host of a show.
I don't know if he's doing so well now that he had
There's
the
a
COVID and all that jazz. I haven't heard any. I heard he went downhill basically.
oh no, he's still the number one listened podcast on Spotify. So
Really? Okay, I didn't know that.
yep. So yeah, no, but on top of that, it didn't matter because they Spotify bought him out. So he made bank. He made bank. So he is he is set basically. He is set for life. Life,
Yeah.
but yeah. So it doesn't matter as long as he keeps providing content. He has money. So
Yeah.
so yeah. See, like if we can get a Spotify contract, like, all right, let's plan out some fun things for 2023. So
Oh
that's a
man.
future goal. It's not bad. We've been doing this for 5 years. Yes, last year was our 5th year. I think it was your second official full year, right, Liz?
Yes, I think it's been. No, we've started this in the. Yeah, I guess it's official. Almost 4 year, 3 years, almost. It feels
3 year,
like
yeah.
it feels like almost 3 years. It feels like with the.
Like you like officially became the co-host of the show.
Yeah.
Uh, I think the pandemic helped us kind of because I think this is the only reason we were able to quote hang out because we were all stuck inside and stuff, and you couldn't really
Unlike
do.
me.
Oh well,
And
yeah,
like you.
yeah. But like our own interaction with another human being outside of our families. So the podcast really became something we could do, and we had people like I was it early this year. We still had Chris and Connor as hosts. I'm trying to remember.
No, that was last
Was that
year.
last year? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Nailed
this
on us. Sleeperheads.
yeah, like I said, this show has really become just us. It's fun. We tried for anyone listening. We tried last year to get guests on the show to kind of talk to them, but like we mentioned, it took a lot. We went our original plan. What was that original plan? Wasn't it we had 3 episodes a week? We would skip one, trying to give a break, but for some reason that never panned out, and we actually went full balls to the wall, and did every week an episode, and it
Well,
didn't
it was
click.
fun. I think it's my hobby. It's my hour to myself that I get to hang out with you guys and, chat with the world. I mean, um, just how it went. And
And
I think that's just how and it was fun. It was enjoyable. I mean, there are a couple of weeks we took off, the holidays and stuff like that. So I mean, it wasn't like we did a lot of them. I mean, considering that we did what 45 this year alone.
I have that. I remember we read the stats. I can pull up the stats
Yeah, but
while
I
you
thought
talk.
it because we did 100 episode, a little over a year ago, about a year ago now. So the fact that we did about 100, we reached 100, and now we're at 40 this year alone. That's pretty darn good, I have to say.
Let's see here. We did 45 episodes.
Yeah, so we did pretty good considering for the year. That's
So
45.
we missed 7 weeks, which is that's not bad.
Oh, not at all.
Not bad at all. 45 episodes. No, yeah. So
Any bonuses? I mean, we did several bonuses. So
we're up to 10 bonuses. So 55 episodes including bonuses. So there's 55 episodes. So that we technically missed 2. But yeah, for sure this 2023 kind of some of the thoughts we're going to be going into for sure we need some breaks. Like it's not bad.
oh yeah, 2023 is gonna be needing them.
Um, so
We
what
got
we're
quite the adventure coming up too.
so we've been talking in the background a little bit, kind of getting ready because we're changing it up every what I've done at least as on the production level has been always the beginning of a new year we have a new intro and also a new logo and everything, but that's gonna wait a little bit now. And wait, do I hear myself again? Testing 1 2. Testing one. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Sorry, audience. I thought I heard myself. The
Um,
plan is now. We're gonna wait until the actual, roughly the anniversary of the year, and then we'll transition over the new logo, the new intro. But we're gonna be changing some of the format. So we're gonna be trying to go down to 3 day, three not 3 days a week. Imagine if we did 3 days a week.
oh my god. Trying to do that with your schedule, my schedule is always constantly freaking changing. Like they did to me. I forgot to tell you this. They changed my schedule
You know what, Liz?
48 hours
we're,
ago.
okay. You
They
know what?
changed my schedule for the next 2 weeks. I'm just saying.
And you know what? I am here to inform you. We are changing our podcasting schedule now to 4 days
Damn
a
it.
week. This is why this is why we're bringing it up now. No, no. But okay, so what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna go back to the idea of 3 days a week, but that does
Three
that we're not
weeks a month.
3 weeks, 3 weeks a month.
3 days a week? Damn.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know how
I'm
we're
really
gonna do
trying
this
to
shit.
audience. I'm really trying to push, but Liz is pushing back. Okay, you got to put down in the comments. Let us know if you want 3 days a week. No, like
Not a single fuck was given
joking
this day.
aside, we're gonna be going to 3 weeks a month. So 3 main episodes a month, and 2 bonus episodes a month. So 5 episodes overall. So you're getting more content. It's just 3 main episodes and 2 bonus episodes. That's kind of what we're talking about in general. So there's gonna be more content. It's just we're gonna be recording the bonus episodes, and they're gonna be like fun side projects, not more of our news stories, because those are more on the weekly basis, like because there's always something happening somewhere in the world, right? But our bonus episodes are gonna be like fun, interesting topics that we've been wanting to talk about. And it just didn't fit in the main episodes, or some weird thing that has popped up, or a conspiracy theory, or anything weird we want to dive in for that episode. They're not going to be super long, but they're going to be long enough where it's like we feel that it's worth an episode for you guys to listen to. So yeah, look forward to that. It might not be January, probably into February. That'll be the when we're going to be starting it. If we don't want to rush into anything, it is 2023. So we're not going to be rushing anything, Aaron, because I think we talked about it, that you shouldn't always rush into a resolution so early. Take some time to build up. So 2020, probably around February, will be when the 5 episodes a month will be happening. 3 regular, 2 bonus. So if anyone ever wants to flip us, that's what we're doing. Or that's what we'll be trying to do. Yeah. There's a lot. There's
and
a
then
lot.
life is going to be very, very interesting next year.
Yeah, for sure.
2023 is going to be definitely interesting.
Let's talking about 2023. Is there anything you're looking forward to? Some things because I personally have been trying to plan this past week. I've been trying to plan a few things, moving into 2023, and kind of facilitate a little bit, because like December really screwed my schedule up really bad. Just as
Tell
far
me
as
about it.
so, do you have anything you're looking forward to, with the podcast or
Well,
outside the podcast, things like that?
sorry, Jesus, it's not all about the podcast.
Hey,
Um,
uh,
my brother's turning 50. My youngest sister, my oldest brother, and then my youngest sister will be 30, so that will be fun. And then my oldest nephew will be getting married, so that's definitely some fun trips. And I will eventually be taking care of my self health in a lot of ways. Not just also mentally, but my physical self will be under a lot of transformation. So I know that will be a wild ride. I know Jesus will be along for it too.
okay. You have basically a very, like, a large amount of stuff that is happening in 2023. That's good. That's good. Is it spaced off roughly, or it's like is it
Um, by August, September. So those are going to be
August?
like the
Ooh,
main of those 3 events I was talking about, and the other ones I have no idea. So I will know more as we go into the year, and we'll see how that rides out. So we'll see what happens, y'all.
okay. So nice. As for myself, I know, as you know, my youngest sister is gonna be
Yeah, that's
is
another thing too. So I'll be involved in that too.
yeah, my youngest sister is getting married. That's not until the end of the year, or towards the end of the year, September. So we'll have fun stories about that over there. So look forward to September, October for stories for that. Um, For me, no big events, but for sure. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. I've been working on more of a weekly situation, kind of setting up my week a little bit because I've been staggering on my other main show, Reaction Cast, a little bit. And kind of like I haven't had time to properly watch some TV shows here and there, like you've recently finished watching The Boys and stuff like that. And
And I finished Stranger Things too.
exactly. And
So
like I'm like currently working for the last, like on my awake time this week. I've been working on my top movies and shows for 2022, and that won't be out until sometime mid January because I want to get it right. But there's I've been working on it, and there's a couple shows and movies that I missed last year that I just didn't have time to watch. And I'm working on a in like not in memoriam, what's the word? Honorable mentions. Like honorable, because I just didn't watch them, and it's not fair. And I don't want to like super binge watch a bunch of stuff. I have so many other things to do, so I'm just gonna
I only had the downtime for that reason. Damn it.
Exactly. So I'm working on an actual weekly schedule to kind of like give myself time to like spend an hour or two watch TV during this day. Not like an actual like racket schedule, but like on say Monday. Monday you have watch 2 hours of something. And then on Wednesday, that's when you just work on podcast stuff for like 2 to 3 hours. Doesn't matter what, just like Wednesday is podcast stuff and things like that. Or and like streaming. I last year I decided that I was gonna start streaming, but time never came upon. So I'm like Wednesday, like Thursday, you play a game for X amount of time, like things like that. That's kind of what I'm working on right now, and I'm trying to facilitate it. It's not going to start anytime in January, probably end of January at the earliest. But it's just I'm trying to facilitate everything so I can have more. What is it? What was that?
I don't know.
Did you hear a breath? Hello?
I did breathe.
Oh, okay. That was really
I did
loud.
a heavy sigh.
Okay. But yeah, but a more like selective week to just so I can like, oh, it's Wednesday. I should probably watch I have time to watch a movie, and that's it. Things of that
So
nature.
you can have more of a regimen. I wish I could have that, that luxury. I mean, because your schedule is a little bit more set than mine.
Yeah,
Mine fluctuates all over the place.
which is interesting because you have your schedule is more your real work schedule is written out more in the long run
Advanced.
way more in
Yeah,
advance than we are. Like I personally am in the seniority level of my job where I have a quote set schedule already, and it doesn't really change that often. It changed December because of the holidays and stuff, but moving forward it should be a little bit. But yeah, for yourself, I'm a little surprised. But you guys have also, has anyone been listening, people have been coming and going so much. So
yeah. The turnover rate is amazing. I am just like we actually are losing a tech as of the 1st. So
today
betting that
basically
today, yes. Today we're all betting that he doesn't show up. So probably 10 to 1, I will probably get a text message about Aston coming into work. I already told them I will be calling it. I'm hungover. I can't. I'm not working 8 days straight, y'all. I love you guys, but not that much.
Exactly. There you go. Like you start the year, you gotta start the year for yourself a little bit because 2022, like for sure, if anyone wants to have a more in-depth stuff of what we did, some of the stuff, the bonus episodes for sure gave you some insight in some of our lives. I think we'll be even doing that, depending on the topics. In 2023, we'll be talking a little bit more detailed, not too much detail. Like we don't want a parasocial relationship, but enough to like maybe give you some advice on some of the stuff we're handling stuff and how we're handling stuff and things like that. It doesn't hurt because I think the best way sometimes to handle situations for sure. You kind of have to let it come out in the open, for sure. Talk about it with someone else at least, because you could hear it from someone else's perspective. What's happening to you? I'm like, oh, that's happening to you, and then kind of then get some actual talk. And I think it helped you a little bit for sure, just kind of talking about it, and then like I could give you some of my thoughts, and you could understand, and it helps a lot. To bring it out, it helps a lot with any topic out there that is just overall just stressing you out in general.
I feel like this 2022 has very much stressed me out. So hopefully 2023 won't be as stressful. Knock on wood, I'm doing that. I'm hoping that it's not as stressful, and I'm hoping that it is more productive. And I can, I guess I can always depend on job security because my job is always secure because I'm well rounded and everywhere. So um, I'm glad on that end.
There you
But
go.
it just hoping that it will be more consistent. I'm hoping for better things for my workplace, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I am prepared for the adventure, but I think they will not use me as much, hopefully. But I definitely want the overtime sometimes. I do have some trips coming up, so.
There you go. There you go. Some of the monies can't. Do I have a ching noise?
I thought you do.
I've been changing out. Don't worry, people. We're gonna be getting a little bit more diversity in our sound effects, so we'll be working on that. Like I said, 2023, we're gonna clean up for sure. Once the new quote new season will start, the year 6 stuff. When we get to that point, we'll have it'll be clean and everything. I'm working on stuff. It's just like I want to prep getting into there instead of just rushing in.
Yeah, we
So
don't want to overdo ourselves all at once.
mostly in the beginning of the year. So let's
Yeah,
we'll take
let's
it
not
easy.
crash early. Let's try and crash later.
Exactly. So yeah, like I said, a lot of things are going to be changing. Now, before we kind of close off this discussion, is there anything you want to do in 2023 specifically? Anything that
Definitely want to focus on losing weight. I put on way too many pounds over the last 2 years of COVID, and the pandemic has
you
stressed me out a lot.
you
So
and so many
I will
other
be
people?
focusing
Yeah.
on that. Yeah, and I shouldn't have done that, but I really don't have a gym to go to, and I'm like kind of weirded out going to gyms, so I'm gonna have to try and focus on trying to do that a little bit in different ways. So because I have quite an adventure coming up myself for my physical self appearance too. So.
There you go. Okay, guys. Wish Liz the best of luck on that, because that is that for the most part, that is like we talked about. I think that's most people. I think that's the second or
And a
third
lot.
most.
Yeah, it's a lot of common one. I know it's a common one, but I
But
really have to really focus on it because if I want something to happen this year, it's probably going to be relying on that idea that I have to control that too.
there you go. All right. I'm trying to think. Is there anything specific I
What do
want
you
to do?
about you,
I'm trying
Jesus?
to
What do
really.
you want to do in 2023?
Nothing big. There's nothing really big. I'm trying to really think. I'm just trying to regulate the weekly. Trying to get everything really. It's more small stuff actually. Like you don't see anything over here, but over on the other side of this screen, there's a whole mess I gotta clean up that I've been holding out for a month. I think just small minimal stuff I want to do, things like that.
Build it in chunks and pieces, right?
Exactly. So I just gotta clean up, and things like that. I just gotta do small little things to kind of build a bigger thing. Because there's like I said, there's a bunch of projects I want to release. If you consider those big, yeah, those what I would say. But I need to facilitate the time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of my plans and goals for 20.
That's cool.
Okay, guys. So we're gonna before we kind of get into kind of the it's not gonna be a long episode. We're gonna be a shorter one, but we're gonna talk. Don't forget to if you're not already following or subscribed, depending on if you're watching this or listening to this on anywhere you listen to podcasts. It can be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, even Amazon Music has us on there. So if you're listening on there,
Woo! I didn't know that. That's gonna be awesome. I didn't know that. That's cool.
so yeah, if you want to have some fun with someone who has one of those Alexas, just say, Alexa, play the latest episode of the Convoluted podcast, and it'll play the latest episode for us. So that's
We
a fun
do.
trick. So go do that at one of your friends' house. If you're not already doing that, do it. Do it. It's free and it doesn't cost anything. We
For our
always
bonus
appreciate
episodes.
for our bonus episodes. You do have to pay, but for our regular, if you want to just hear our shenanigans, do that. Tell a friend. That's one of the best ways. Word of mouth is one of the best ways. Let them know about the show. Let everyone know how horrible and crazy the world is at times as we tell crazy
And our
stories.
sadistic way of looking at it.
Exactly, because little by little, Liz is losing her rights, and we have to find more ways. Apparently, you wouldn't think she would lose rights. It seems like every week, she just loses one more, and she will be a object on a pedestal in my background one day, apparently. Yeah, if you want, let people know about her really stupid but hilarious podcast. We appreciate it. As we talked about in the last episode, we get a lot of shares and we appreciate it. And if you want to be more parasocial, you can always join our Discord. We're on there. We were on there for a good chunk of time when Liz was sick. You can just hang out with us. You can just join us. We always chat there, post the newest trailers for TV shows and movies, so you can see kind of some of the things that I'm going to be talking about in reaction casts and things of that nature. And I always post my reaction. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll probably already see my reactions to trailers and stuff like that. Or if you're watching this on TikTok, you can follow me and Liz on TikTok as well. Things like that. And if you want to be kept up to date, you can follow me or Liz on Instagram and things like that. There's a lot you can do, and we appreciate if you do. You don't have to do it, but we do appreciate if you do. All right, we're gonna jump into kind of the best thing we did last year is talking about some of the "Am I the Asshole" stories, and we're gonna be talking about the top 3 of last year.
So I saw 2 of them you posted, but okay.
Okay, so the first one is an update. Number 3 is, do you remember the story? Because I can post the original story.
Oh yes, I do remember this one quite a bit. Yes, yeah, I do remember.
Okay.
We didn't call her an asshole because it was supposed to be just a trip for
Alright.
them and not for the fam bam.
All right, I'll let you read it then. Should we read the original or should we just go with the update?
Let's give them a recap. So basically, this OP walked in. She had planned a great trip. She paid for the trip. Then her mother-in-law was enjoying the trip, and the mother-in-law is not a great person. She kind of controls her husband. So
Her son.
yeah, her son basically, and it's not been a pretty trip. And she was hoping for this great trip, so it was just the 2 of them, and they would enjoy each other's company without any interference or without anybody. And of course, the husband kind of sneakily did that behind her back too. So.
All right, so I'll go ahead and read the update.
Update: Am I the asshole for walking out of the airport when I saw my husband's mom standing there with her luggage? Hello. I don't know where to begin. It's been an absolute nightmare recently, and I feel like I was losing my insanity. So, for more details about the situation, I have to admit that my husband's mom favors him over all the siblings. This affected his relationship with them and me as well. He's never seen an issue with how differently his mom treats him, and it bothered me, made me uncomfortable. The whole dynamic made me uncomfortable. During low contact has never been an option. Sorry. Like he has to see her or call her every day. Most of his siblings don't talk to him, and I 100% believe it's because of his mom favoritism. Like I said, he does bear some blame for not seeing how wrong this is till this day. In many instances, I found myself making excuses for his behavior, even in my posts. I did it spontaneously, and I don't know why. But this is because of how much I love him, because I really wanted to be able to work things of this type of things without letting it affect our marriage. Regarding what happened with the trip, he tried to have a talk with me, and most of what he said he came from a place of blame towards me. I couldn't continue with the argument. I told him I needed space and that I was going to stay with my sister for a while. He didn't take it well. He literally got up from the couch and opened the doors, telling me to go right then. In that moment, and seeing how he was not even anywhere near understanding what he has done made things perfectly clear to me. I just had a pictured years and years of my life being lived like that, and I was like, no, I can't do it. Can't take it anymore, especially when he keeps focusing on being right every time. His mom can be do no wrong. I always I'm always the aggressive, crazy, jealous, pathetic overreactor. All these people's opinions, advice, and concerns were like a spark, like the wake up call I really needed. Though I wish it didn't get this far, but what is done is done. Right now, I'm staying with my sister. I brought my dog with me as well. He sent me his last message telling me I'm the one choosing to end what we had together, but it was the other way around, especially how he keeps making his mom the victim in this situation. It's become clear now that we keep going in circles with no end in reach, and I'm just exhausted and overwhelmed. I'm not mad at him. I don't expect him to change, but at least I'm given just options to decide what's best for me and my future, if it's separation and divorce. A big thank you to those who reached out with resources that I feel very lucky to have come across. Just wanted to give you an update since many of you asked for it.
Okay. So kind of we one of the joke reactions is like you should divorce them, and it feels like or separate whatever. But it feels like it's gonna happen with
Think I
this
called it a
situation.
red flag too because I was like, red flag, get out, get out."
And I think
So,
this one for sure is gonna. It looks like it, and I think well, there's a thing in there. What was she saying? It became clear now. Exhausted. I'm not mad. I think you have some semblance to be mad at him because he's a grown adult. You know. Um,
adults supposed to mature and keep keep evoluting into
evolving.
their own evolving. Thank you, evolving into a better human being. Even and that's what kind of this partnership is like with this marriage. It's like you keep evolving to become better human beings. But it looked like he never moved forward. He stayed right where he was because that's where he loves his throne.
Basically. And it seemed like she did really love him, and there was love between them. It just there's only so much love can do to hold a marriage together, because like marriage is not just about one thing. It's an evolution of the ups and downs and everything. And it seems like it just overall it wasn't working out, and there was a third party in the marriage, and yeah.
Yeah,
So
three's a crowd. They literally say that, you know.
yeah. So unless you're in a polygamous relationship, that's it. That's its own
It's a
story.
different story. That's a different story.
That's
The
another its own story.
polyamorous is a different story. But I'm
But
just saying, when the marriage is just for the two, and somebody decides to join, and the other person doesn't want that third person, yeah, it becomes a
oh my, Liz is against polygamy. Oh my god, look at
whole
her.
hush.
It's like
No,
marriage
I'm
is only for
not.
two. She's already starting the year off. But
See,
anyways,
he keeps degrading me, guys.
little by little. Anyways, what else? I'm glad for her. It's one of those things like you just kind of separation's like not a bad idea. It's one of those things. Sometimes you kind of have to be away from your partner for a little bit to kind of just people say like, why are you stepping away? I think sometimes it's best to, if there's some conflict or something where it's just you're at each other's throats for the most part, or in a rough
I
or
see
bad
clearly when you
situation.
do that.
uh
So,
you should take some time apart overall. Take a breather, kind of get your head straight, and then kind of, then after a little bit of time, it does not one day, a couple days, maybe a week, get back, talk about it, and see what was the main issue and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be divorced immediately, but some
oh,
time.
there could be sometimes a part can make you kind of see things from a different angle.
Exactly.
And it doesn't always wind up being divorce. It winds up, oh, let's try this a different way. I can see your point of view now. I'm much more clear ahead, and we can redirect and retry this again. But
Exactly.
or do a different way. Or communication is so key. And I think the husband kind of shut down that communication. And the fact that what I don't like about this story is that he basically opened the door, said, and go.
Exactly. I think that's the best way. So for anyone 2023 trying to avoid it, just like separation may sound like a way to stop communication, but it's a moment to take a break, then come back into communication. Think of it that way. It's a break, then come back in.
Not a long, huge break. Like maybe a day or two, maybe a week, maybe a week,
I would
maybe
say a
just
week.
because of
I would
life,
say
because of
more than
life,
3
because you're.
hours, a couple, depending on the situation. If it's something small, it could just be a few hours, right? If it's just a small
Mhm.
spat, something bigger, that's when you need it. The bigger the situation, the more time you might need to process, I would say. Let's do it that way. Depending on the
Oh,
situation.
yeah, that's yeah, I'm
Let's do
saying
that. Let's
yeah,
do that.
exactly.
Small spat, small break. Huge spat. Oh, you need a little bit more break than that. Like if you get slapped in the face, like wait a second, like okay, you'll be good in like 3 hours. No. That's a completely different story right there, right?
Exactly. Mhm.
So but yeah, like for sure, like break, communicate, and sometimes you might need a third party, like a therapist or counselor, and things like that. If
Mhm.
you want to still try to pursue this relationship, and then, but sometimes if divorce is the answer or permanent separation, sometimes that's what it is. It's sad, but sometimes things just don't work out. Think about this during
I think the
2020.
husband already wanted out. I
Oh no,
mean, come
yeah.
on. You don't open the door and say, "Go ahead."
No, he just felt that he was wrong. He was being called wrong. He's right all the time. Remember, Liz, men are always right. Okay,
Yeah.
think
You know what I think about that?
I clipped that. I have that. Liz says that men are always right. Okay. But yeah, I'm glad she a good update. A little bit disappointed, sad update, but I'm glad for her.
I'm glad
How
for the right things, right for her and for her life, and
okay. So we'll do the number 2. That is
do it. I did already the reading.
okay. Okay. Am I the asshole for not taking down my video that was a gift from my best man? I have a sister that's 6 years older than me. My parents for years canceled on me last. Wait, did we read this one?
I feel like we did. Oh yeah. We did read this one. I think it was not that long ago.
Was it part of the
Yes, it was one of our ones we read. Yes, we did read this one.
regular episode or bonus episode?
I'm trying to think.
Trying to think of the
I
day
thought it
was.
was a regular one. Eh,
Uh, sorry, audience, but we did like 50 episodes, so we read through a lot. So let's see here. My best friend is amazing. I never showed. Maybe I took it down. Okay, we did talk about it. I just don't remember.
yeah.
We'll read it because it seems like a good one for anyone who
Yeah.
starting the year. We'll go back. It's a best of. So I have a sister that's 6 years older than me. My parents for years canceled on me last minute because of my sister. This happened about 4 months ago. So yeah, I have a baseball game. Oops, sorry, sister doesn't feel going out. I'm graduating. Oops, sister had a bad day at work. They have missed both major small events in my life because of her meltdowns. I met the love of my life and we decided to tie the knot. From the beginning, I told my parents how I am worried my sister will ruin another special moment in my life. My mom told me over and over again it will not happen. The day of the wedding, I received a voicemail from my mom saying that they couldn't come because my sister's dog was sick and was upset. I was hurt. My best man, however, is a jokester. He took my phone, then went to my fiance and asked if he could post a video of our wedding as a gift on social media, and she loved the idea. I had no idea about it until I came home. Our honeymoon was a lakeside cabin, no cell service. I posted a caption. The post caption was, "My best friend. He is an amazing person, even if his parents never showed up for him." A video was still pictures of us next to her parents and me on the dance floor cutting the cake, where you would normally see both parents in the wedding pictures. The sound behind the video was my mom's voicemail explaining how they couldn't come because my sister's dog was sick. I came home a week later to hundreds of messages, my family members from both sides insisting I take it down. I was told my sister hasn't stopped crying. My mom is refusing to leave the house. And maybe the A here, I didn't take it down when I got my messages. I didn't call my family back right away. I waited until my vacation time was over at work and enjoyed my time with my wife, or now wife. in our new home, before I contacted anyone, my dad told me to take down the video. It was just quote, just a bad night for them, end quote. They will not make it up to me and my wife for not coming. My reply was exactly how you planned my reply was exactly how do you plan to make up my wedding? It's a once in a lifetime thing. You choose to ignore my feelings on the whole matter. He just repeated he would make it up to me. I told him I would take it up down the video only when he made up missing my wedding. Flustered, both of us hang up and the phone before both said things shouldn't have. Yeah, not. So I think we discussed this. It's the number 2 of 2022. It's a very big story overall. If we talked about it, we do apologize. But we are kind of going to the top 3. And yeah, in this situation, I think we both talked about how, just kind of talking about favoritism a little bit again. It's you kind of have to, like, we both have multiple siblings. We've I'm trying to think. Do we have events? If we had events to go to, I don't think my parents really missed any of my events or any of my siblings' events for any specific reasons. They tried to get, because we lived in a rough area, so we when we were able to do specific events, they went to try their best to participate because both my parents were working at the time. So we now I appreciate it more than I did as a child, I would say. But I don't think there's ever had to be a choice in my family, I would say.
Yeah.
But
I think it's important to make it, your kid known, whether you have 1 or 5 or, that you or more, that, you can try and be a part of their lives. I mean, I was fortunate my dad wasn't a completely full-time working dad. He was a retired, so he was there for a lot of my events, so I definitely was very fortunate. My parents definitely made an effort to be at my well, uh, one of my graduations. My dad couldn't make it to my high school, obviously. Um, my baby in spirit. But I mean, they definitely made an effort, wasn't these stupid, silly things. I mean, the worst thing that could happen was cars breaking down, which was a thing that happened a lot, but um, no, they always wind up showing up. They always was there for the event and things that honestly parents should actually have equally divided that upon each child, especially in a multitude of children's household. I mean, I may only have one, but I definitely have a lot of nieces and nephews, and I plan to be there in their lives for those major events for sure. And especially speaking of major events coming up in 2023, my oldest will be getting married. I plan on being there. I plan on somehow getting down there and enjoying some time down there.
there you go. See you guys. So those are kind of a little bit more of an updated take on our thoughts on this one. If you already heard it, sorry, but it is one of the top 3 of the 2022. And a little bit more perspective now, a little bit after a little bit of simmering because it happened about 4 months ago from what I'm reading. But yeah, one doing 2023, just kind of take the time for individuals when you can. Like, don't make excuses. Just like if you can't make it, like, oh, I'm sorry, you can't. I can't. I'm not able to make it at the moment. Just don't ghost. I think that's one of the best ways.
Mm.
I know for sure. I'm probably the king of ghosting people. Ghosting?
Introvert.
No, I don't ghost people because I don't ignore messages. I fade. I'm a ghost in the way that I fade away from other conversations. I just fade away. So I'm reverse.
Yeah, usually
I'm
he leaves
reverse.
me hanging in my conversations because I'm a second-class citizen. I'm just an
Exactly.
object, y'all.
Exactly. She has to text me before she wants any attention. Okay. She wants attention. She has to message me. That's how it works, or that's how it's gonna work. In 2023, moving forward, I'm gonna make it. But yeah. Now let's do the number 1. This one for sure we talked about. I'll post it for Liz. And we can kind of just give a little bit more of once again, like kind of a little an updated discussion on it. This was the number 1 of 2022.
Oh yes, I do remember this one.
This is the number
It
one.
was also posted 4 months ago.
Yes. So whatever happened, what was 4 months ago? September. So September was a big month because this one had
August, September, somewhere in that range.
yeah, August was it almost hit 8,000 up 68,000 upvotes, almost up there. So a lot of people decided this one was big. So I think actually we read this in the bonus episode when we were doing our tie-dyes, if I remember right. So I think
Yes, I think kind of, yeah, maybe.
all right, I'll let you read it because I don't think the main listeners
Oh,
have
there's an
heard this one.
update on the profile too.
Oh,
Sweet.
I'll get that while you read this.
All right. Am I the asshole for bringing my sister-in-law's wallet to the restaurant when she conveniently always forgets it? My female 28 sister-in-law, Amy, quote unquote, female 6, always comes to visit from out of town. She stays with us instead of a hotel and always wants to go to expensive restaurants. She always conveniently, quote, forgets her wallet or dumbs up with some excuse as to why she can't pay her share. She has implied that since I make much more money than her, I should be the one to pay. No, not my husband. Should My husband should pay, but me specifically. I do make a fair amount of money, but not as much as I can treat everyone every time they come into town. Nonetheless, in the past, I have just paid the bill and then asked her to pay me back. She never has. She has made a reservation at an extremely expensive restaurant last night, and before we left, I made it clear that I couldn't pay her. Wouldn't be paying her bill. This is where I might be an asshole, and I'll admit I got this move straight from an episode of Two and a Half Men. As we were leaving, her and her husband went to the car. I pretended I forgot something and went back inside. I found her wallet sitting right on top of her suitcase. I put it in my purse and we went to the restaurant. When we were done eating, I asked for a separate bill. She said no, we need one bill because she forgot, quote unquote, her wallet again. I reached into my purse and said, this wallet, quote unquote. She was extremely furious. She said that I should not have touched or grabbed her wallet. So am I the asshole for taking her wallet and bringing it to the restaurant?
Okay,
Read the edits.
so that was our original discussion talk. I think in the bonus episode we talked like there are times where you go out with friends and stuff like that, and maybe you pick up the bill here and there. Not all the time.
Yeah, I know there's other times I either pick up the bill or we split the bill or they pay for it. So it's like a back and forth. So there's always like a combo of shenanigans.
There's always something.
Always one person. So.
But I think we also discussed that there's what was the? Let me see. I'm trying to find. I had open multiple tabs. Give me a second. Go back a little bit. Go. Here. This is where it might be the ass. No, it's here. Like, and then the excuse of forgetting my wallet. You can only forget your wallet so many times. Like, it's ridiculous when you think you deserve something, and things like that. And who was this person again?
There's the wife. Or the sister-in-law, basically. They're sister-in-laws.
Okay. So we have an update. So if you want to hear our full rant discussion, it's in one of our bonus episodes. So we'll get the update. Do you want to read the update or you want me to read it?
Do you have the update posted?
Yeah, it's in the
Okay, perfect. All right.
I love that we're getting I'm glad we're getting updates for stuff we read.
I know, I love it.
Okay.
It's awesome. Update. Some answers to common questions. Why does darling husband keep letting Amy in? Without getting into too much detail, he always has been expected to pay for nice things for the females in his family. He's been kind of scammed out of large sums of money by his family. That's slowly been shut down over time, and we're working on shutting down his dinner outing thing. He allows us because he feels bad that they don't have a lot of money. It's sad, but that's how his family got along for a very long time. Being dishonest about anything and everything to get their hands on some extra money or extra financial help. I could write a book on some of these things I've seen them do over the years. It's been easy to show these people how wrong this is. He talked to Amy about being cheap and has come to Jesus talks with her. Come to Jesus talks. I love that. And genuinely has always felt that each next time would be different. We've been in therapy addressing this, and he's learned to set boundaries. This restaurant thing is a boundary that he hadn't yet set. It's hard to set at all boundaries at once when you actually have no clue No, have no clue now boundaries were, and have no clue boundaries for years. Uh, does he
Okay,
pay
so
too?
let's talk about that a little bit. Let's do
Okay.
section by section. So it looks like they were talking about it. The husband and wife were talking about it a little bit, and it seems like they were in a rough situation. It's not bad to kind of take your family out to eat every once in a while. We do that.
Yeah.
Like I go out with my family here and there. I pay for it, or my siblings pay for it, or we split it. Things like that. But there's no
And
real
my
like.
mom does that for special occasions. Like she makes sure that we have enough money and we go out and have that adventure. So
So yeah, but then it's like using this weird like manipulation tactic, for sure. I've seen it and read it multiple times. We do the show so much that it's like commonplace at this point, right?
yeah, exactly.
But there are some people that are more gullible than others sometimes, and it's sad when you take advantage of your own like niche family, your not niche, your own close family, your main family. And it sounds like even as an adult, he just never had the concept of boundaries, which is a very interesting concept because boundaries overall should be something you learn as, no, for sure, a teenager. Teenagers for sure boundaries set. Kids, it's harder for kids. I'm not gonna deny that. If you would you would have tried to teach me boundaries as a kid, I would probably ignore it. I would say teenagers, preteens, early teens. Would you agree or disagree?
Yeah,
Around
I
there.
agree. It's so used to, yeah, and especially if when you start earning money on at
Oh, yeah,
16 or
things like
whatever,
that.
to kind of understand the concept. Okay, I can pay my fare. I can pay my way this time, or
About
I
yeah,
can do the. Yeah, so
yeah. So yeah, it didn't seem like it doesn't from what they. And the good thing is they were actually going into therapy and stuff like that. They were actually communicating. They had a third party,
addressing, yeah,
but it
addressing the
seems it just didn't.
situation.
It wasn't clicking in his head because it doesn't sound like he was.
And it's what I also think is on a plus side is that open-minded to get this therapy, this help, because obviously he wants this marriage to work. He found the love of his life. She has too. So to make things work, to make things happen,
Okay,
I applaud them. I applaud them.
okay. Continue the next common question.
Is he paid too? We are married. My money is his money. When I mentioned Amy specifies I should pay, I meant more that she specifies since I make good money. We are whole, shouldn't be cheap.
Okay, yeah, the idea, like, yeah, the original, maybe in the original topic, we might have just specified the wife a little bit here, but yeah, it sounds like this marriage couple sees themselves as a unit, which is nice, um, and I think we
Probably have a
met,
shared bank account. That's why my money is his money kind
yeah,
of thing. So they probably have it all in one.
yeah,
I'm assuming they have some other like, oh, this is my savings, this is your savings,
oh,
this
okay.
is our unit to pay the bills to for outings, etc. And they may have their own banking account for other little things that they do. So
But yeah, at the end of the day, just because some people have a more wealth job, doesn't mean that you're entitled to, you know. I think
mhm.
that's what that is. I don't think we much more we need to say about this one. All right.
What's the point if you ended up paying? I knew Amy wasn't going to pay. She always finds a way not to pay. I went to the restaurant fully expecting to foot the bill. I did this because I saw it on a show and thought it would be funny to do it in real life. To be completely honest, the point wasn't really to get her to pay. It was more to show her that forgot my wallet excuse was getting old.
That is funny. Yeah, if it wasn't initially just a true jab, but more of a poke, I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a joke. I could see it, but it seems like the sister-in-law took it as a jab instead of poking.
yeah.
And you
She
can
took it
either
as a right hook instead of a flick.
yeah, and respectable. There's sometimes some people can't take a joke sometimes, and they see it as an insult, and like you're not like it's all in the delivery and stuff like that. And we'll see. We've seen this for sure a lot in these past couple years. People just can't take jokes. So, and sometimes it hits harder than you think. Any more you want to say about this one?
Nope. I agree with it. I just think it's yeah, I agree with you. So, is Amy banned from visiting? Fortunately, this post turned out to be a good thing. Joe, my husband has always had it in his head that Amy is a good person and her reasons for being sneaky and cheap, like I mentioned above. In his head, it's not her fault. she is the way she is. It's the circumstances of her upbringing that causes her to make bad decisions. But seeing Amy's reply to my post and the people's responses to Amy has really changed his thinking. That this is the first time Amy had outright admitted that she purposely has taking advantage. Reading some of the other comments also had been eye-opening for him. So darling husband has told Amy that she's not welcome here for at least not for a long while.
There we go. Talking about separation. Sometimes you got to take time away from your family as well. Mostly a
The
toxic.
toxicity of it, yeah, we were on the concept of idea that there was the toxicity. Sometimes severing that toxic line is the better way of healing and understanding and readdressing boundaries as they've been talking about. So I applaud them too on that.
Bruh.
Yep, exactly. Like I think that's another thing. Good talking about going into in 2023. It's like try to like not separate yourself from highly toxic people or just toxic individuals and just start to separate. Like, and it doesn't have to be permanent if it's not that bad. It's just sometimes you just need a break. But if it's bad, then it's like time to like snip, cut. From that one. Because and sometimes if you don't see it, maybe someone some other friend group or other family member can like, hey, is this normal? Like, no, it is not normal because you're suffering
Emotional damage.
sometimes. So yeah,
Mm.
having another opinion, like I said, like what we said, like having just talking it out helps a lot because you get to hear someone else's thoughts too. Like that's what's happening. Oh my god! I think in one of our bonus episodes you talked and I brought up some topic or some points that you didn't realize as well. But yeah, like I said, there's something. Just hearing other people, sometimes some strangers, some like wondering like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, is this happening to you? You just some stranger can like with some common sense kind of like that is not right. All right, I think the last one here.
Judgment. Thanks for lots of not the assholes, but I liked one commenter. Sometimes it's okay to be the ass. I think that's exactly what it was here. I was an ass. It was an ass move, but also outweighed my Amy's assholery. I love that word, assholery. Thanks again. This is at the end of this. I won't be giving any more updates or comments.
Okay, and I think that's the best way to end this episode. This thing, like sometimes you just kind of have to be an asshole. As long as you're not the biggest asshole in general, you just gotta like sometimes you gotta put your foot down. And if that makes you the asshole, makes you the asshole. Any
Agree.
final thoughts to close out this episode, but start the new year?
Have a great, safe, happy New Year. Enjoy some fun and let's cut the toxic out of our lives and let's go forward and have some great memories. And hopefully 2023 is a lot better than 2022. So
Agreed.
for sure.
Agreed. All right, everyone. Thanks again for listening. Like I said, share, follow, subscribe, whatever you do. Talk to people, shove it in their faces, make Alexa play it. Just do whatever you can.
Oh, wear our merch.
Oh, don't forget to buy our merch at merch.tyrantdominus.com. All the links are down in the description below.
He needs more coffee.
Oh yes, we just yeah, and yeah, thanks again for listening. Until next time, see ya.
Bye.